Am I the a-hole for refusing to give my parents money? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell button to never miss any of our future videos. I'm a 19-year-old female with 6 older siblings. My parents spent most of my childhood spending money they didn't have on my siblings, so by the time I hit my teenage years, I realized I was probably going to have to fend for myself financially when I turn 18. I started babysitting and doing odd jobs around my neighborhood when I was 14, and eventually got part-time jobs during the school year. By the time I was 16, I was working 3 jobs in the summer and 2 in addition to school. When my parents told me they couldn't pay for college, I'd already earned enough along with scholarships to be able to put myself through college and have plenty left over. I've continued to work during the school year and have been able to make money during quarantine by tutoring online. The issue began a few months ago when my eldest sister, 29 female, got married. My parents spent 30 grand on her wedding, taking out a second mortgage to do so. To make matters worse, my dad was furloughed 6 days after the wedding. They'd effectively dug themselves into a hole they couldn't get out of. 2 weeks ago, my mom texted me for the first time since the wedding. She didn't say hi, ask how I was, or make any small talk. She just said, "Your dad and I need a favor. When can we call you?" I'd expected this. None of my elder siblings are doing well financially, and they've exhausted all other loan options, both from family and the bank. I figured they would text me, ask me to loan them a few thousand, and promise to pay it back when they could figure things out. I was absolutely willing to pitch in a few thousand, and had even considered giving them some of my tutoring jobs so they could make some extra cash. I was not, however, expecting them to demand I give them all the money, close to $40,000 I'd made from the ages of 14 to 18. The exact statement my mom had made was, "You made that money under our roof. We were the ones who allowed you to work, so you only have it because of us anyway. We bought you food and clothes for 18 years. That money is only a fraction of what you owe us," and so on. I said that food, clothes, and shelter were the very minimum. It's what they signed up for when they chose to become parents. I didn't ask for any of it, etc. They responded by telling me that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the life I have today. I said they were being ridiculous, and hung up. Since that day, both, along with 2 of my siblings, have continuously hounded me about giving them what is rightfully theirs. My siblings, who have never been asked to give them money, are still professing that it's my job as their kid to take care of them. I told them they wouldn't see a cent of my hard-earned money and have no right to make such a request. I'm torn. I feel awful for refusing to help them out, but on the other hand, this was their fault. I feel I shouldn't be responsible for fixing their mess. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Their poor financial choices are not your fault or problem. Speaking purely based on you being a separate person, the fact that they expect this from their own child is downright disgusting. I'm so sorry that you're being put through this. Their poor financial choices are not your fault or problem. Who the hell takes out a second mortgage just to finance a wedding? They dig themselves into debt for one child and expect the only one that seems to have made something of themselves to dig them out. Not the a-hole, just cut them out completely. Okay, first off, even if they had gone above and beyond for you in your childhood and also paid your way through college, you wouldn't be the a-hole for refusing to give them money. Parents caring for their kids financially is what parents do. It's not something that needs to be made up for once you've grown. If that were the case, then it seems to me your sibling have a lot of paying back to do. You're not the a-hole, and don't let them hound you until you give in, because they'll end up milking you dry and putting you in the same situation and them and your siblings. Don't in any circumstances give them any money. You are not the a-hole. You seem like the smartest in the family. Imagine the audacity to demand money as repayment for raising you the last 18 years. Like, that's not what parents are supposed to do when they have a child. If I was in your position, I would cut all ties from all family members. I think the fact that the first contact they have with you after not seeing them for a while is a request for money, which then turned into a demand, that should tell you everything you need to know about these people. Not the a-hole. Ever. WTF. Do not give them a dime. You worked your ass off because they wouldn't manage their finances and children properly. They were legally obligated to feed and clothe you for 18 years because you were a minor. You earned money in preparation for being neglected and forgotten once they were no longer obligated to look after you. They wasted money on your sister for no damn reason. Yes, I know. Wedding. A mortgage for a wedding is no damn reason. Saying this as a female who would love to be married one day. I would never put my parents or even myself into financial hardship for a fancy wedding. And they dug themselves into that hole. Please tell me you're living somewhere on your own and not in any way, shape or form ever going to be required to live with them again. Hold up, you're 19, and they couldn't assist you in any way with the cost of your education, but they remortgaged their home to pay for your 28-year-old sister's wedding? Not the a-hole. Don't give them a dime. Well said. The parents sound like a-holes. You are not the a-hole that is ducking outlandish that they would even say that to you. Info. Why do you have a relationship with these people? I honestly don't know at this point. Some of my siblings have kids that I've tried to spend time with, and my parents are usually there. We have family dinners every few weeks and I don't want to miss out on time with my nieces and my siblings who actually treat me well. Not the a-hole. Do not give them your life savings. You are flush now, which is great for someone just starting their life. Get the college education you saved for. Keep a little nest egg to put money down on a house. Maintain your savings to bail yourself out one day if you find yourself out of work. A small loan in my family never turned out to be a loan and never turned out to be a one-time thing. If you can from this point forward, avoid telling your family what you make and what is in your savings. Not the a-hole. That's ridiculous really. I mean, come on, you lived here as a minor, so give us 40 to cover the 30,000 we dropped on your sister. They have serious issues and need to learn how to manage their money, right? Maybe they can rent their house and stay with their daughter they just gave 30,000 to.